anything on my desk other than
Well, we're live.
Things to ask
other
now.
than these shucked hard drive cases.
Oh boy, quarantine's really getting all of
I have a
us.
stack of plastic right here. This is just plastic.
My brother just got 4 routers, and he's planning on something with that.
A while ago,
What do you
I
need
mentioned
4
that
routers?
Sabrina had gotten me D&D stuff for Valentine's Day.
Right.
Aw.
Yeah.
Some of it just showed up as of
Oh.
like last week, just in between I think the last game session and this one. I
God,
have
the
a
dice
dice.
jail is so good.
Oh, that's cute.
That's cool.
I have a dice compendium, whatever you want to call it.
I
And
love
let's see if I can
it.
do this without spilling
That's so
everything.
cool.
Make Morgan big. Make Morgan big.
Aw,
So good.
that's
Oh,
so cute.
yes, I'll make Morgan big. Hang on.
Oh yeah, here, make me big here.
I'm
Show this
getting
off.
huge.
Morgan.
There we go. Look
Oh,
at that.
that's so cool.
It's so
That's
pretty.
fun.
So I just want to give props where props are due because this is one of the best gifts I've ever gotten. And it's got little sleeves for
Different dice, yeah.
Oh, that's
If you could
neat.
just
little
take
plastic
one of
sleeves
those
that
for
you
the
can open
road.
up, right?
Oh, that's so clever.
And the best one is when you get a new set of dice, you have to test them, right? There's something hanging off the top of my
There's
head.
got to be a better way.
There's got to be a better way. So you test it. What do you do when you get a 1?
You-
Put it in dice jail.
Put it in that
jail.
fucking thing in jail, yo.
Ah,
Throw
I
them in the
love it.
thing.
That's
So
so
Brina got me a bunch of sets of dice, and unfortunately, one of the ones that she gave me, the first one it rolled, was a 1.
What's in that one?
It's already in jail.
It's beautiful though.
It is very pretty.
Yeah,
Make
it's
an
very
example
nice.
of it for the others.
But yeah, so
Yeah.
Well,
I just wanted to
don't
show
know.
that off
I don't
because
know
this
if
is, like,
dice,
the
do dice
coolest
follow the like bad rehearsal, good show sort of logic?
I mean, if you listen to Laura Bailey, yes. If you listen to me, no. If you're
I mean, she's absolutely insane with them. I love her.
But yeah, it was also a big project. I had to put it together. It came in pieces, and I had to pop it all out of the little wood blocks and everything.
Oh, nice.
I still have. I only did the few ones that I had for sets available, so I have quite a few to fill.
But that's the
It's really
thing. Like
cool.
now, you can be like me anytime I go to a convention, which
and I
is if
also
you
wanna
see me
throw
walking
out
Oh,
towards
it's
the
your
dice,
dice.
Another
pull
thing.
me
My
away.
stepsister.
Yeah, it's like, hold on.
Eh.
We
Naughty
did we
dice
did Christmas
backpack.
stuff recently because of COVID. We had them drop off things. My my brother and his wife are expecting again, so they are.
Oh, congratulations to
Hey.
them.
They were like, "We're not meeting people. Throw stuff in the trunk of the car, and
Yeah.
we'll see you in Massachusetts, and we'll meet halfway, and we'll drop stuff off."
There you go.
But she said, as video game people, I should have shared this before. She got a bunch of magnets.
Oh, awesome.
Aw, that's so
Aw.
cute.
So I built a little level here.
I love it. That's so cute.
That's a
But
Adorable.
the dog got to the thing and ended up running away with a Goomba, and that was pretty great.
Was it a Goomba? Was it a
Suddenly I looked
Goomba or
over and I'm like,
Galumba?
Mario's not jumping on the thing that I have on over here. And
Yeah.
This was like he's on the floor and he's just like,
Hi.
Oh, Bandit got it.
Oh, Bandit.
who else? Who else?
Yes, that's fair.
Tony.
Tony has better things to do than to steal a
That's the end of
Goomba.
my showtime. I just wanted to show off all that stuff. 'Cause
Yeah.
I'm so happy about this, and I'm gonna try to keep it over here.
Yeah, that is all hyper adorable. I had shown off Morgan before you showed up my new shirt. In that I'm
Oh,
still
right.
the absolute
Hey.
worst.
Forgot to mention, I got another one to show off.
Oh,
Okay.
snap.
Hey!
Nice.
Hey, how's it fit?
It fits great. It fits
Okay.
great. I feel bad. I got like tomato sauce on it, and I have to I have to clean it. Like I was cooking the other day, and no joke, like it just.
I'm
just got you.
sorry.
Stuff happens.
Yeah,
Man, stuff happens.
I tried to see if they had alternate colors because I'm not really a fan of
No,
like a
I
white
like a good.
t-shirt.
I like a good white shirt. I like a good
Okay.
white
Oh,
shirt.
yeah.
All right, so with show and tell over, unless anybody else has brought something to share with the class besides Pearl.
I've got a dog.
No.
Yeah.
Hurley!
Dogs are pretty good.
Hurley!
Oh, I was joking, but here she is.
Aww!
Bye-bye.
I love how
We don't
she's
joke about
sleeping
dogs here.
both behind you and on you.
Yes. She like she manages
does.
to like make herself long and like encompass me.
I love your dog so much.
She's so good. I sent the picture of Pearl you sent me the other day with her tongue out to a friend of mine, and her response was just, "Who is it?"
The
Who is
best. The
I was like, it's
best
Pearl.
dog.
She was like, she's adorable.
She's so
Yeah.
good.
All right. So, last time, a lot of shit happened. You guys got into a fight in a bar, but through some clever thinking and some accidental renovations, the fight did not last long. You all then escaped said bar with your quarry dead, and the town apparently freed of the charm that had kind of come over everybody due to that, due to your quarry, whose body I think is. No, you did bring him outside with you, so we'll come back around on that. You got everyone outside. You revived two poor break guards who had also unfortunately gotten smushed.
Whoops.
Smooshed.
Yes, but they were brought back to life. They're like
Yeah,
a
it worked
they're
out.
little dented, but they're okay. But in the
Nowhere near the most heartbreaking thing that had to be dealt with.
in the chaos,
Sadly,
you guys-
not the most innocent person I've killed by spell proxy.
also true. Well, you didn't kill that guy by spell proxy. Sai killed that guy by spell proxy.
No. I thought I did when I crushed them with the because I
That's true.
was
She did do the final blow.
You
Yeah.
did the final blow.
I did.
Sai
Also
did-
you killed the shit out of a mule also a while back.
Yeah.
They killed the shit out of a mule. You caused an avalanche
There
that
was
took out
also
of a.
There was also
Hey,
that guy
that
that we pushed over
avalanche
with the
got
cart.
rid of some cult members, so it worked in our favor.
Did too
Yeah,
bad.
that was a fair trade-off.
Yeah.
I'm
Regardless,
sorry for the ghosts.
yes, the mule was a bad time. You froze. For those, I don't think we were streaming at that time. But for those of you who
Probably
don't know, years ago, back when the party first arrived in the city of Lathander, or in the Great Forest leading to Lathander, Phaedra accidentally froze a mule to death. It was very sad.
It was the first time I was using like a non-fire spell, so I was like, it's fine.
And you never did again. So you guys all got out of the collapsing bar, and unfortunately attracted the attention, sort of one of the war elephants that had been stationed outside. You realized that the rider had also been uncharmed by the death of the Black Diamond Sage, and was having a bad time. Aramil was able to calm the animal using a very clever Dominate monster, and then used it to summon the other three of them that were outside the city, causing them to stampede into the city, knocking and severely injuring some people, but was also able to calm them as well using a Dominate monster, and then needed to figure out what to do with them. Options were had. Can they live in the swamp? The answer was no. Well, maybe, but like probably would be a bad idea. We could walk them out into the surf and hope that nature takes its course. We could walk them off into the spike pit that is currently replacing the beach and let gravity take its course. But eventually the answer was to send them off into the abyss, specifically to the plane of Demogorgon, and let them live their mutant life happily. Along as Aramil was figuring all of that out and going through one of the most tragic things we've ever captured.
That was truly
Journey.
The rest of you spent the rest of you spent about an hour and a half collecting, freeing prisoners who were in their homes or perhaps locked in various areas, who had been kind of shuffled away by the sage, and we're going to pick up there. The elephants have been plane shifted away. You're all standing in the center of Nahit. You have the body of the sage there. He has not exploded, so that's a good thing that you were worried about. Did not happen. Seemed like that was more of the lich nature as opposed to the actual just black diamond nature of these guys. But you have all collected or freed in one capacity or another about 464, or not about 464
give or
people.
take.
Give or take. All of them human, or I should say 99% of them human. There, you also have the 3 Black Dragonborn who were working for the Sage, who also were freed previously. And there are a couple of people who lived in Nahit previously of other races. There is 1 halfling plus 2 gnomes. But for the most part, it's a primarily human population. I had mentioned previously that altogether, it's about 450 soldiers of break in one capacity or another, and about 14 or 15, 14, exactly. I actually did these numbers. 14 villagers of Nahit in one capacity, whether they were here on business when kind of the charm came through, or they were actually lived here and proprietors here. Don't really know yet. You guys probably don't have a lot of time to interview and investigate all of these people. But for the most part, it's break guards, break soldiers. The dome is gone. As I had mentioned previously, the collapsing bar seemed to take down the arcane machinery that was keeping up the sleep dome as well. So that has now dissipated. It is just starting to come up sunlight. It's probably about 5:30 in the morning. You all do take 1 point of exhaustion as you have not slept over the course of this day. So, once you do take a long rest, that will go away. But for right now, you do have 1 point of exhaustion. What would you like to do?
We gotta figure out a way to get these people home.
Well,
Or to
I mean,
break.
a lot of them are home, right?
Yeah,
or
but,
no?
like, they can't stay here.
No.
We're gonna go back to
How
break.
many people? You said like 400 people?
464.
Oh God. Okay, that's
How
too
long
many.
did it take us to get here? We walked, didn't we?
Like-
You flew.
It's gonna
The
take
Tony
us.
Hawk is parked not too far away.
I
Could
think
we-
How many people
I
fit?
think they said it was like a week or two
It's-
by foot.
About a week and a half journey on foot. It took you
What-
guys
what
about
was-
2 days.
When we flew, it was 2 days.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it took 2 days due to some really great flying from Trev and Aramo.
yeah. So
Oh,
Yeah, unfortunately, I don't think the airship can carry 500 people. So.
No.
could we?
quick question.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
The garrison that was outside the dome,
Mm-hmm.
did we have? They're waiting there, or do we send them all the way back?
You
to
sent
break?
them home. You
sent
you
them
put
home.
them on the road.
So
and sent them.
they're gone. Okay,
Yeah, they should be, unknown what they're currently
Well,
doing, but you had sent them
That's
away.
fair.
And even then, it was only 15 people that were holding the line at that point.
It's true.
Hey, at least we got a forward party.
Yeah.
Can we get a can we talk to the leaders in break and ask them to send people to help bring these guys back?
That seems a lot.
And that seems. I mean, it'll be tough, but it's also
But I mean,
maybe the only way.
I can send it. I can.
back and forth.
Could we combine those two things? Could we teleport some of the more critical people, maybe because I know they weren't in great condition, maybe need to get there fastest, and then the rest that it's fine if it takes a couple days for them to fly there. Could we fit a certain amount on the Tony Hawk?
That sounds all right.
How many people do we think we could fit?
Uncomfortably, you could probably fit about 30 to 40 people on the Tony Hawk in total.
That's not a lot.
So-
And that's like people sleeping on the top deck. That's really
Yeah,
cramming it in.
but I mean, if we take the people who are
walk it'll take a while.
Well, but how many people can we teleport? I don't remember that either.
That's more of a time thing, depending on the teleport spell.
Okay.
How many people can you shove through a teleportation circle in 6 seconds?
30 from the last time we had to do that.
Yes, about 30. A 30 is pushing it, but around 30.
How many
yes,
times
you've
can you
already
use
sent-
teleport?
Well, you've already sent the clerics and the mages of break back. You had found them
Mhm.
previously, so they're all gone as well. Just to continue to
Yep.
numerically people.
I have a
All in
couple
all,
questions
all in
about-
all, you guys did save probably about 500 people from this calamity. So congratulations on that.
and
I have a
probably
question
stop the spell.
about this. Are these people living here in prisons, or they
So-
can hang out for a couple of days or whatever?
So you spend some time as you're freeing these people from various jail cells and locked rooms that have been kind of cobbled together through this village, and they give you kind of a brief rundown of what happened to them or what they remember. Many of them, as in 450 of them, give or take, were not here when the dome first came up. They were sent here from break. So their stories are a lot more, they were sent through the dome, they fell asleep, and then at various points in time, their awareness shifts. It seems that the sage was not able to keep all of these people charmed at the same time, but we're able to keep a large amount of them charmed kind of over time. About 50 to 70 at a time were able to be charmed by the sage at any one time.
It's still impressive.
Yep.
Oh, wow.
So the other people the sage, it looks like used that to cycle shifts for the most part. People slept in or were locked away until their brains started to melt, at which point they were, kind of locked away, and a new set of guards were taken out for a small amount of time. For all of them, they kind of remembered those periods in more of a blank, vacant way. According to what they're saying, those shifts took around 2 weeks each before. And those of the break soldiers that have been here the longest, you can also see, have picked up some ticks due to their long times of being charmed and controlled. Many of not like heavy things, but just a little jumpier, a little more wary of all things going around in them, and a little more fanciful, let's call it, of whether things are real or not. So it seems like this town was operating with about 50 to 70 people at any one time, with the rest locked away in various cages. Those people were being fed, so there is enough supplies here to help them get the village back up on their feet if they so choose. But some other things to keep in mind. The docks themselves here in Nahit are untouched, but all ships that were parked here previously have been scuttled. You were able to spot some of them on the seafloor on their way in as well. So bad time there.
Right.
So you can't, ship them out in any sort of way. But there are supplies here to go around. Those for at least a little while. There was a specific plant that was growing well under the dome. It's like a tough, almost looks like a radish. That Armel, taking a look at it when it is shown to you, does not look natural. Definitely 100% was something else that got mutated due to the large amounts of magic that were happening in here. But seems edible and okay.
Oh, it could be worse.
Yeah.
So there are supplies if the people need to stay here for at least a little while. The meat, on the other hand, that is being prepared is the less we talk about, the better. I had mentioned previously that about 1,500 break soldiers had come through here at one point in time, and you're saving about 400, about 450. Came from a place.
How much for less said?
I think we probably should tell the town
council?
if they would like to stay here, that's their choice, but I wouldn't recommend it considering the mutated plants and creatures in the area, and we don't know how long things have been like that, and if they can't defend themselves, it might just be best to go to break.
I mean, yeah, I don't expect anybody to truly be super attached to the idea of staying here for as long as possible.
Yeah, I just think we should make them aware of it if they aren't aware of it already. Because if they were locked away, who knows, how much they knew what was going on. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's too much for us to. I mean, we can fly back some people and teleport some people, but we can't bring everyone back. So I think again, I think the best
a couple days.
Contact break and say, send people here ready to bring back 500 people, carts and fucking whatever they can, People
I can also message the group that we sent back, because they would be the closest, and ask them to turn around to come help.
I mean, that's 15 people.
Yeah, that's 15 people, and it won't help.
Okay.
They're 15 random soldiers. What the hell are they going to do?
Okay.
So, how many times can we use the teleportation per day?
Marleman?
I think I have 2 more uses.
I mean, in a full day, if you're rested up and prepared for it.
I think 4. Hold on.
Okay.
All right. This has potential.
So if we just kind of camp a couple days and send people in waves.
Yeah, I'll see if I can find any spells to help with that as well.
And if any of the mages are able to come here
on a good day,
and,
I can cast it 1, 2 times, it says. But I regain my sorcery points at long rest, I believe.
Yeah.
So I could theoretically make another 2, I think.
Okay. So burning everything we have, potentially.
Burning everything I have, I could do it several times. Yes.
Okay.
But
So
baseline, I can do it twice.
So you have roughly 500 people, roughly 30 people through at a time. Yeah. So then we'd be looking at 4 times a day, 4 days?
Here's a legitimate question.
Yep.
We have a lot of people with pocket dimensions, right?
Oh dear.
Yeah.
There's no air in those.
Which,
Yeah.
that's not true. I looked it up. They're fully survivable.
Well, some of the pocket dimensions are fully survivable.
You know,
some more than
I'm not
others.
claiming to
Choice.
say
You
that
can
every
create
single one
it
that we
that
have
way.
here is workable, but I know we have one that is at least workable in the sense that we could probably jam.
Sizes, the bag of holding and the portable hole do not.
Right, no.
Right.
Bro,
Those dimensions
you're
are
about to
bad.
take these people that were jailed and put them in a portable hole. You're like, come on.
No, I don't intend to do that.
No.
Like, last time wasn't a big deal and everything. Just get into
Go to sleep.
prison. I don't know, man.
Yeah, I'm not here for that, but
No,
we can fly.
We've got one.
Suggestion.
We've got a portable.
Listen, I'm just throwing it out there. If time is of the essence.
Yeah. Again, if any of the magic casters are able to come back and assist with that in any way, that'd be great. But also, if we bring the airship here, load it up with some people, send them on, that's at least one less trip we have to manage.
Yeah, I mean, honest question: is time of the essence?
Yeah, I don't think really is.
I mean, in a general sense, yes, but not
yeah,
in, the
broadly,
sense.
but yeah.
So I feel like we should just get back to Break and tell the city of Break, send people to help this. They're capable of doing that, and I don't think it needs to be a hurry.
Are there any other places where the ritual is going to occur
That's what I was.
that we're aware of?
That's what I was trying to remember because it's been a while.
I think Nyx would know.
Nyx?
Didn't we make a map?
Yeah, because he's the one who figured out the pattern.
I did. I don't particularly. I remember. No, I don't think so.
I think this was the only other one.
Yeah, this was
Rev.
This was the next one because we were trying to get the
this is definitely the
Jarl.
Yeah.
Trev, make a intelligence or history, whichever one you would like to do.
Yeah, I don't think I'm trained in the thing. I just need to remember that. Doop. Why do I have? Oh, I have advantage if I'm recalling information about not this. 14.
14. You recall when you had connected with Corin. She had shown you a couple of spots in that vision to be investigated upon. You were given an approximate location of the Lost City of Glass. You were shown to a different dimension, which afterwards you guys had figured out was probably the air, elemental plane of air. And there is one more place on this plane where the ritual needs to take place. You just don't know how that's going to take place, I think is the way to put it, because you stopped it so far, which is Break. Break is still a hot spot that they want. It just hasn't happened yet.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
But so what that means for timelines, what that means for when things are going to happen at any point in time, don't really have that information right now.
All right. Okay.
Wait, weren't we supposed to try and get somebody on the elemental plane of air?
Well, so there's a couple things happening on the elemental plane of air right now. Sai.
Yep. Yeah.
That's where one of the people from the prophecy is located, which is Jerzo.
That's right.
And you also know that is where some of Sai's family might be located.
Right.
I could probably call up that elemental tomorrow to be able to see if it made contact with the other people.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
And because it was using it as kind of like a messenger. see if it was able to communicate with anybody. Which, I mean, if they're living on the elemental plane, they're probably able to speak whatever language that is.
Primordial?
You know.
Air.
I forget what
primordial, but I think there's also like a
there's one
I forget
specifically specific, like there's Aquawind for your water, and
I forgot what the air elemental language is. Give me a second.
But it's I can probably cast tongues tomorrow.
Arin. It is Arin.
Yeah, so I could probably be able to talk to it.
Okay.
I have a question about our current situation too. Is now that I think about it, I feel like we probably shouldn't send an additional like 500 like kind of weak wounded people to break, because that like gives them all the fucking fodder they need to do their crazy ritual shit.
Yeah, but I mean, it's also a place that we can A, defend, and B, if we really need to, we can evacuate the city to Drusselheim.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's
I'm
a teleport
pretty sure
spot
they'd
out.
be like,
No,
hey,
but-
we have this situation, can you take some refugees? And I'm fairly certain they'd say yes at this point.
Yeah, now that the lines of communication have been open again.
I don't know if I'd be
done
so
for that
certain about
fucking
that
city.
statement.
We've done a lot for them. And you guys
Maybe
did more
it's-
before I ever got here.
That's true.
We are comic book characters.
We can also ask them in the event, or ask them before and be like, hey, if this comes to pass, would you be willing to accept refugees on the short term?
My fear, though, is that we will not know, because we'll be on the fucking elemental plane of air for a year or whatever shit that happens to us. And
Are the elemental planes the
time
same as like the
dilation
Feywild, where time's wonky?
So that's the thing. Like the elemental planes, there are no time dilations. They exist within the same ring, so to speak, of planar existence as the prime material. The Feywilds, the Shadowfell, the Abyss, the Hells, everything that is that next step. That's where things get weird.
How long were we in the Abyss?
You were in the Abyss by your metric about a week. By the real world metric, about a month and a half.
Okay.
so
Felt very long.
Let's put it this way. At the time, enough time for opportunity to be certain you guys had died and therefore have been camping out outside the mouth of the cave.
Fair enough.
Great.
even if we
Someone's in the doghouse.
That's not anymore. You've resolved it. It's fine.
So, but even if we're like not aimed break, like I don't think break is gonna have the ability to fight off what is coming. You know what I mean? Like,
Well, I mean, unless we're just waiting around for them to come and like just hoping that they attack and then we stop it. Like, how much can we do other than
yeah, that's what I'm
try
saying.
and go
like,
do
you
these
should
other
send these
things?
people not to break. You should go somewhere else, start a new town, start a new life. But this place right here is fucked.
Airmill, do you know how long
Drop the
that'll
bomb.
take?
It's over.
Like, I think that if we explain to Break, we give them a heads up, at least they can try to defend themselves if something happens, be on a lookout. Like,
All right.
like I just don't think logically we have enough time to set up all these other people elsewhere.
I forgot there is a fourth place that Trev also knows. This was not from that same vision. It's just a knowledge thing you guys had picked up. Their attempt to do so in the Feywild failed.
Right.
Because I think it was Aramil saved fucking what's his name's life, which was their ultimate goal.
Oberon?
Yes, apologies. It's early on a Sunday. So another thing to kind of remind you guys, just it's been a minute since we've kind of hit this plot point. It's not always a large amount of people. It's a large amount of energy. So if a big thing dies, that would count for like 1,000 people. It's why you guys accidentally played into their hands when you killed Demogorgon. It's so even if you, let's say, evacuated the city of Break, yes, the raw amount would be there, but their plan in Break, and you guys learned this, I can't remember when, was to actually bring that big ass ice leviathan that Marleman had banished away and kill that there. So there are ways for them to do this besides just kill a large amount of people.
It's kill something important, or does it have to be death?
Everything you've seen has been death related. So the 1-to-1 is there right now. You don't know if if it actually matters, but
I think I had said something like, if a lot of people died at once, that's a lot of souls going between planes, and that was cracking it.
Yep.
But if it's also a creature that's like a lot of energy dying, I guess that's the same thing.
1,000 bowling balls does the same amount of damage as a skyscraper-sized bowling ball.
Okay.
So, like an ancient blue dragon.
I love that Craig is now actually thinking through this physics problem.
I don't know about that.
It's not true at all, but
Okay.
Yeah.
But the point is there.
Yeah.
Okay, so we need to figure out what our next point is to go to, because we've got a couple of people that we know on the elemental plane of air. There's the city of glass in the airplane, or is that Earth?
So
Or
you guys haven't actually figured out where the lost city of glass is yet.
right?
It is Trev has like a weird mental GPS coordinate, but what that actually means, you haven't done that bit of science yet.
Checking in. Still lost.
Is the city? I forget, what is it that we need there?
So there is at least one person from the prophecy there.
That was it. Okay.
And they're going to kill a lot of people there. Maybe hard to know.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's also likely a.
And so we know
You'll
somebody's
notice
in the
these
elemental plane
things
of
tend
Earth.
to line up.
Yeah, I know. I just was trying to figure out like which of our many subquests to go for first.
So wait, let's complete this one first before we make that decision.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So would it be better that okay, so I feel like the choices that we kind of have thrown around that we're considering are having the people stay here and people from break come help them, or
Right.
trying to take a couple days to teleport everyone to break. Seemed like the ideas people were mostly considering.
Yes.
Generally, it seems like it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Unfortunately, I can't help with any of the teleporting. Is anyone else have access to teleportation magic or anything? Or is
Not
it
me.
just Marleman?
I have flashy little magic
Like I
tricks.
said,
Just
maybe
me.
some of the people from break,
RML
if they recover enough.
Oh, Armel does?
I have
Armel does.
trees, but there's no trees in break.
Can you grow a tree?
You have a stick that does that.
But there's no trees in break.
Oh,
Are there trees here?
there are
Again,
trees here.
Is
I
there
can
anybody
make-
who can make a
Oh,
tree in
there's
break?
trees here?
Yeah, there are trees here.
All right. If I go to break, then I can.
They're
send
not-
people.
You guys saw them when you were coming through the swamp. They're not like here in like the city, but they're close by. They're those like weird white barked, red-leaved trees that have very clearly had like
goody, the weirwoods.
yeah,
Lovely.
like they've been mutated in some capacity, but they're still trees.
I don't
Yeah.
know.
So, and let me ask a technical question. If I go and put my stick in break,
You know what I
can
mean?
you just walk everyone through?
I mean,
That sounds like a
Basically-
start.
basically what you would have to do is you would have to make it to break, put your stick down, cast create tree or whatever the spell is actually called in the staff. I can't remember.
Tree stride or whatever.
It was
Uh,
not tree stride.
It's different. That's a different thing.
It's great.
You would then need to make your way back here to Nahit to then cast tree stride on this side. It's not a
Wait.
like you can't open the.
Is it?
But I teleport
I think
from.
it is.
No, I thought.
I thought it was like a tree that
Is
you're
it a
aware
two-way
of or
door
something.
a
Yeah.
Like I
one-way
think,
door?
I think that might actually be okay. Oh well. Right, you've already or I believe that you already made this not a 500-foot limit, so I don't think.
Well,
I'll bring
that's
this
correct,
up as,
Yes, that is correct. I've done that already. Hang on, let me remind myself here.
Hello.
yeah, it's up to you. The way that his tree stride is works is entirely up to you.
Actually, you know what? Fuck it. Like, I'm making this up as we go along. No, it does just open a door. So, like, if you know that tree and then you know the other tree, you could stand at either side to open up the.
Right, and then but my oh, hang on. Yes. Okay. Fine.
So, like, yes, if you flew to break and made a tree in the middle of the city,
Yeah.
you could then open the doorway on your side, and anyone on the other side could also run it.
No,
Or if
Right.
you're just one of the first people through.
Yeah.
And
I'll
also,
just
it's
go
worst
through
case, we would
Marleman's
just teleport.
teleporter right away and then
Yeah.
set up a tree.
Yeah.
That's all I was saying was like you can do that. It's just going to involve some.
And to say
Some
the
more.
worst case is that we have to finagle with a little bit more magic, but we have access to all the magic we need for that plan, and that
Yes.
sounds nice.
And because Tree Stride lasts for, I believe, 6 seconds, correct? I did not type in.
I don't know a damn thing about this.
I did not type in Tree Stride. I typed in tree. One action.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Concentration. Nope.
Drive.
Nope. Concentration up to a minute. So
There
you
you go.
can actually just hold that door fucking open for as
It's like,
long as
It's like,
you
all right, everybody line up.
Yep.
Keep this orderly.
I think we just found our warm fingers.
Is Tree Stride a spell, or it's just something that I can do? I thought
It was something.
a
It was
spell.
something that was taught to you. It is also a spell, but it was
It is
something that was taught
technically
to
a
you.
spell, but yeah, the way that it lives in your staff is just a thing you can do.
I gave it to you as a way to get back and forth from the
Yeah.
Feywild.
Yeah,
Back then was
it's
slightly more
Feywild fun
Right.
times.
Right. Nice.
Pretty good
Okay.
for that.
Well, I'll go.
Yeah,
through. And,
I have plane ship, but I don't have teleport, so it's like okay.
yeah, I'll go through the teleporter first and set up a tree and come back.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So just
Or-
get as many people ready to come through a tree as possible.
Can
Line everyone up.
if you're going back to break, can you like also tell people while we're there?
Well, I mean, I assume we're going to use the teleportation circle to still send as many people as we can with Armel.
Mhm.
And that way, like whoever looks the most coherent of these people, we can like.
Okay.
Or actually, one of us could probably go too and like organize.
Yeah, honestly,
things
I
with the
think
council.
kind of that we should send Sai back.
Yeah, I was gonna say you.
Oh, yeah, that's fair.
You are you're a figure of some degree of import. Let's say.
I
Fair
want
enough.
to I want to stay here because I can create food and water, and I can help anyone who has any injuries. So then that way, if we are still here for a little while, I want to still be able to help the people who are still here.
Yeah.
Seriously, how many times can you use Tree Stride in a day? Today, specifically.
I don't think he's a.
He can't today? Okay. So you'd have to do it tomorrow.
No, you didn't use it today. It's a one per day thing.
Oh.
So you
Oh,
technically
it's not
could
a
do it
spell
today,
slot.
but
Oh, okay.
no, it's not a spell slot. It's just a thing built into his character.
Got it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so teleport me back with Sai, and then I'll open a
Well,
door.
Marleman, would you like to share your?
Say again?
Something about the class?
Don't you not have the spell slots to cast a teleportation circle right now?
I have one. I can do it.
Oh, okay. So yeah, you guys could do that without taking a long rest.
But, and you said the tree was in the swamp, though, the nearest tree. So we
That's
have
correct.
to like, move people
Yeah.
to the swamp.
And I need to go meet a tree.
How
And you guys
far
gotta
is
let
it?
me hug it.
I wouldn't dream of keeping that from you.
Well, the last tree you tried to hug nearly ate you.
I know they wouldn't. I remember specifically that no one would let me touch these like white and red trees.
Yeah, because it had teeth.
Do you remember when you touched something in the Feywild?
Yeah.
It was
Remember those
awesome.
leaves that attacked you?
Mm,
It still has part of my life. Yeah.
As far as I'm concerned, it was awesome.
Yeah.
I'm gonna call this a win.
Okay.
I can't wait for that to come back up.
Oh my god. Oh man, is it gonna like make like a clone of Aramil and then we have
I
to fight
can't
like
wait
an
for
evil
that to come
twin?
back up.
Yeah,
Oh,
watermelon
man.
and Aramil.
Next
Yeah, Gary's
campaign
definitely
we'll
not
fight an
planning
evil
something.
Aramil.
But he's still like super loving. Just
Perhaps.
sorry, I gotta
Hey,
do this guy.
Maybe this is my way of giving Ryan the opportunity to continue playing Aramil in the next campaign, but have him be level 1 or 2 with the same as you guys. Who knows?
Whack.
So, okay. So logistics here. Aramil needs to go see a tree in the swamp,
Mhm.
and then he needs to be teleported.
Well,
Should
he
we
already
move-
went to the swamp with the elephant, so he should know where the tree is already.
Ooh, that's
Yeah.
true. I'm sure I know at least one tree.
I mean,
you
we
spotted
kind
a handful of them.
tree, unless it will be obvious what tree it is. Is the tree like, does it glow or
No,
something?
I'll
when
go-
tree stride is
I'll
happening.
go show people what tree to go to.
Like, do we need to
Okay.
see what tree it is, or we're gonna be like platform 9 3/4 into solid?
Basically,
That'd be hilarious.
That minute literally just becomes everyone just like, is that tree? No, that tree? No. Oh god, oh
Touch it,
crap.
touch it.
Oh,
Oh,
shit.
that tree? No.
All right, we'll know which tree. We'll go. Let's find what tree it is.
Okay.
I love this.
And then does the teleport have to be from a certain place? Because did we have one like, or can we draw a new one?
We have the teleportation circle for break already.
So we can just draw.
So he can just draw it as long as it's on like a flat
in the
surface,
swamp,
right?
and we can draw one in the swamp. That's fine.
Swamp might be tough.
Water.
I'll make it work.
Not fun to draw on. Just use
And if
algae.
anybody can.
Yeah. I mean, if we
Okay.
bring out like
So-
a board of wood,
You
big enough
guys,
for the circle.
sure. So you bring a big enough piece of wood. You and Trev are
Like a
walking behind the
cart or
group
something.
carrying it. Yeah.
Bring some breakdancing cardboard with a teleportation
That's
circle
what I'm
written
talking
on
about.
it.
Yep. And the six of you make your way.
back to break.
Genuine question: which way are you getting to the swamp? Are you going back out the main gate and around, or are you tempting the
Well,
Beach?
What would be the?
I
what would be
would-
the easiest?
I'm not leading 500 people across a fucking
Okay.
spike beach.
Yeah.
That
Well-
seems like a preposterously bad idea.
Also, right now we're only
Check.
bringing like 20.
The most injured. And,
Yeah.
Or
right?
yeah,
Yeah,
even
but-
that.
Well, so
If
the
we're
most.
gonna, if we're gonna make the tree and attempt to do it like immediately, we should just bring all the people.
That's
Yeah,
true.
bring
Yeah.
them on.
So, in that case, as you like try and gather up people, and they're like, kind of futzing around and whatnot, the people who have stepped forward in some amount of command, kind of walk up to you guys as you've come presenting this plan to them, and they let you know that it's going to take at least 12 hours or so for them to get everyone together to leave, because
That's fine.
That's
We can
so.
nap while they do that.
Yes. So you guys do have the opportunity to take a long rest.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So you can do that. It's not the most restful sleep you guys have ever had. Both due to the hustle and bustle and the kind of the shouting that's happening outside in the city, as like people are gathering things up. The people who were living here, granted only a handful, but are like gathering things and trying to say their goodbyes to like their homes and things like that. And it's not a great situation.
Oh.
But you all do get to sleep. You lose that 1 point of exhaustion if you only have 1 point.
baller.
Craig, by the way, your camera froze. So if you have a way to turn that off and turn that back on.
I need spell slots badly.
Yeah, you're good.
You just got them.
Warrior
yes,
needs food badly.
your spell slots are back.
I think I used it.
Phaedra,
Yes.
Do we heal during this?
your sleep is even more restful than everybody else's. You get one
Wait.
of 1 point of inspiration to spend for the rest of the day.
Okay.
The reason for that
Uh-oh.
is that you do not wake up with everybody else.
Uh-oh. Oh no.
Well, it's been fun, Pedro.
Oh no.
You
Can I just real quick before we went to sleep, I made sure to get food and water for the villagers so they were I just want to make sure that they were provided for.
Sure. You
Okay.
had your spell slot to do so. I can
did.
say that you did your
did.
spell slot economy of like, I'm going to spend this now so I get it back when I wake up.
Correct, yes. Okay.
Okay. You do that. And
Oh no.
as everyone else wakes up the next day,
Finally, something wild happens to somebody other than Marleman.
you all begin to like,
I
get
swear
up
to God,
and,
if this is related to Wildman.
the elves, you pull yourselves out of your your whatever it's called. I forget what the actual sleep is. You're like not sleep is called.
Reverie.
Yeah, reverie. Thank you.
Oh.
The Riviera.
Yes, I couldn't fucking
Rio Grande.
remember. I'm sorry.
All the elves should have French accents.
Marleman, you're the last to wake up along with Nyx. You guys but Phaedra usually is up around the same time as the rest of you who like actually sleep. But she is just dead asleep, snoring away, just complete like flump out.
Has Marleman had his coffee yet?
No, you make breakfast. You
Good.
use
His
your
perception is at 1. He has no idea she's missing.
Yep.
Dang, bro.
It's only after you've like made breakfast and are like getting things together, getting dressed. You realize it's been like an hour and a half from the rest of you that she is still out. Let's say Nyx being the most like, perceptive to this sort of thing. You walk over and like give her a bit of a shake, nothing. Kick her a little bit, nothing. She
Dang.
is just out cold. Still
Stab her
alive,
a couple times.
still breathing. Just, what do you want to do?
Sure.
I'm not gonna punch her. I'd probably like shake her and say her name a few times. And then if she continues to not respond, I'm probably going to alert the party to the concern that she is not waking up.
You do so.
Medicine check.
All right, roll a medicine check.
Somebody else want to do this who has a better score in medicine other than me. I walk into Marleman walks into the room and looks at everybody else at the party and says, "Medicine check."
Someone do something about that?
Yeah, normally would be me.
Yep.
When it becomes a magic issue, all Arcana.
Yeah.
My medicine's -1, so I'm not.
Oh no!
Oh, I thought it would have been you.
I'm missing 0. So.
Armel.
All right, well, I have
yeah.
a 5. I rolled a 5.
5.
Yep, Armel, check her ass out.
Yeah, so that is a wisdom skill, not an intelligence skill.
I thought it was an
walk up and
intelligence
punch
one.
her. No, I'm kidding.
I thought so too.
All right, what do we got there,
17.
Big Elf? 17
not
from
great.
Not great.
Trev? All right, so we'll take the 17. Trev, breathing, pulse is fine. You like pull back her eyelids a little bit. Her eyes are rolled back as they should be, but they don't like snap forward like they're supposed to. She's just in a coma.
Was she still sick?
I say out loud, she's just in a coma.
Yeah.
No, I had someone.
The restoration had happened on that.
Yeah.
Okay, I couldn't remember if we ever
Oh, yeah.
fixed the pox upon her. Okay.
And her kind.
You don't have to say pox. You could just say malaria.
How many non-clerics does it take to cure the cleric?
The warlock.
So she seems comatose. Can we tell if that's a magical coma?
Arcana.
That's immediately out of
Arcana
my,
checking.
I'm out of my depth already.
I was literally waiting for somebody to say, "Hey, is this magic related?" I rolled an 18 plus 12. Plus 12.
Nope.
Wow.
Jesus.
No? Okay.
Just a regular
No
type?
magic
All right.
here.
Can I just cast like healing word on her?
Sure. Phaedra, even in your like sleepy form, like not really, I will tell you what you're seeing in a minute here.
Okay.
But you feel better.
Okay.
Doesn't.
Okay.
As compared to?
It's like fully healed to now like, it's like an extra
A
jolt of
little
like
bit more.
adrenaline. Yeah.
Ooh.
Well, hello.
Take it. Yeah.
Are we aware that she has this pox?
Had the pox? Yes.
Yeah.
sure.
I think Sai told me
It
that-
became very obvious at a certain point by her coughing, sweating.
It also
bad
took a couple
Could this-
restorations to secure it.
It was a bad scene.
Yeah.
What's that?
It took a couple restorations to cure it, so it was pretty severe.
Is it possible that it's not cured?
I mean, the
I
medicine
think
check
it's
made it
medicine.
sound like she's not just sick.
Yeah, like there's no like obvious signs of sickness to the body. Like there's no fever, there's no sweating or anything like that. She just seems to be like it. It almost seems like her mind and spirit are not there.
Ooh.
Religion check.
Go ahead.
Is she with her maker? That's a 17 plus 7.
The closest, weirdly, religion was
No
the
gods
thing
here.
Religion was the thing I was waiting for, just not from you. So you kind of espouse this
I
to
don't
the
know, man. I think I did pretty well with that roll.
You kind of espouse this outside of like, oh, I wonder if she's like meeting her maker. Like, is that thing a thing that can happen with clerics? Blah blah blah. And Aramil, this triggers a memory in you. The last time you've seen someone like this, it was yourself when you smoked a shit ton of dream weed.
Oh, yes.
She is on right now some sort of spiritual quest and journey.
Oh, no.
Man, she been to the ayahuasca. Oh,
Never
shit.
been high as fuck.
Her soul is not in her body right now. This is just a totally fine, totally healthy, regular ass, just not functional body.
Vision quest.
Guys, it's okay. She's just really stoned.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, it sounds like her.
Well,
She,
just let
she
her
drank
rest.
from the punch at the party, and she shouldn't
Yeah, the
have.
super straight laced one. Yeah, all right.
Yeah, just let her sleep, I guess.
Just like leave.
Yeah, she'll sleep it off. She'll sleep it off.
All right. Was she relevant to the magical plan of teleporting
don't
people?
think
I
I
forget.
was not.
As long
No.
as
All
we
right,
just,
cool.
like,
Then let her
think
sleep.
for-
We'll take care of business.
Yeah, let her put her in the cool off tent and let her sleep it off.
Dude,
Yeah, she's gonna have to
it's
sleep
just fucking
this all.
burning, man.
Oh man.
Having a bad
When she
time
wakes up,
burning,
give her
man.
graham crackers and a juice box. She'll be
Yeah,
fine.
this is
Give
her.
me
This is her
a-
first time. You know,
Yeah.
like
I'm gonna need some water and some nutter bars.
Arabelle, I'm gonna need you to sit down and just make sure that you're her spirit guide through the rest of this. I don't want her to have a bad trip.
yeah. It's
Say water
important
and
for.
waters.
It's very scary out there. When they get high like that, there's so many cacti. They get so hurt.
Mhm.
They just want hugs.
Heavens. Okay.
Oh dear.
So you all begin to gather the supplies that you need to go and continue this tree journey. You get a really big piece of wood that you can draw a teleportation circle on.
Oh yeah.
You gather up the villagers. You spend a good 2 hours or so getting everybody ready. While this is happening, Phaedra, you went to sleep really peacefully and found sleep very comfortably in a way that you traditionally don't. You're a being with some level of insomnia and repressed trauma. Sleep doesn't always come easily.
This is why we dab.
Nope.
This is why we dab. So, you're surprised, but what you're more surprised about is that you're incredibly, incredibly aware of everything that is happening right now, to the point that you realize you're staring at yourself.
Oh no.
You,
That's what I look like.
yes, exactly. This is like you're having the moment that everybody wants, which is to see yourself outside of a mirror. There's always that like weird fear that some people have that like they look actually slightly different in a mirror, so you never have like a full understanding of what you actually look like.
Oh.
Now you do.
Just like close the mouth a little, like stop snoring.
Well, you try and interact with yourself, and your hand passes right through your own face.
Okay.
At which point you realize that everything should be like
I'm a
getting
goat.
brighter. The sun was coming up, but should still be relatively like just before dawn level of dark. But everything is like this nice pale blue, like really nice, like kind of radiant coloration to everything, and you yourself match your surroundings. You realize you are a spirit, and you are trapped right now in the what's it called, the astral plane.
There you go.
Oh no, am I dead?
You hear a voice behind you that says, "Not quite, but we can definitely make that happen if that's going to help
Oh no, I turned around.
you." Standing in front of you is a dog, a very gorgeous Saint Bernard, with like a very big chest, like a very luscious fur. The only things that are throwing you off is A, it's blue, and B, it talked.
The blue is the weirder. of
Sadly,
those
not
two.
the strangest thing I've seen. Surprisingly. Hello.
Good evening, morning. Hard to tell.
I'm Phaedra. Who are you?
I'm Dober. It's a pleasure.
Man.
What am I doing here? Dover?
I'm not 100% sure yet. I was sent along here to collect you up and lead you on your way, but I'm not really sure why I'm supposed to. I don't get told that much.
By who?
I believe you call him the Wanderer.
Oh, okay.
I'm just here as a guide. I get pulled back and forth. It's a pleasure, really.
Do you always look like a blue dog?
I look like a blue dog.
Get a clue.
No.
This is like one word away from a Bright Eyes song.
This is a
I actually have a Bright Eye song for this, but it's fine.
this is a cool
Okay.
blue Dober, man.
All right.
Mhm.
Okay. So you were sent to collect me.
Yep.
Okay. Where are we going?
I don't know. I figured we would have been there already. But at least to me, it looks like we are. At which point you like take your attention off the blue talking Saint Bernard in front of you and realize you are not standing in the room anymore.
Okay.
You are standing in a star-strewn space, standing on what looks like a small set of tiles, like very like beautiful, well-worn marble tiles. Maybe 5 foot by 5 foot, like just a nice little square for yourself. Just kind of drifting now in this black stars-filled space.
Huh. All right.
Dober is,
I'm not sure how to respond to this.
Dober is gone.
Oh no, puppy!
you
Where'd
look,
the puppy go?
you like do the, huh? And then realize that it's gone.
Short-lived friendship.
Aw, all
Can you
right.
spell the name of
Dober?
that?
Dober?
Hell yeah. That was the golf tournament that that my charity stuff was from.
Oh, awesome.
That's really bizarre.
Okay.
Do you say anything?
Lord Celestian?
Not here yet.
Celestian, it's me, Phaedra.
Wait, did I... what?
Kind of look around. There's nothing.
Can I, like, walk ahead? Or, like, was the tile, like, that I'm on moving through the space? Or is it...
Hard to tell.
I'm gonna gingerly take a step, being very careful about it.
As you gingerly take a step, about 3 tiles behind you fall away, but 3 tiles appear in front of you.
Okay.
It's Bastion.
Alright, I'll just be like, oh, okay.
You really should just start walking. I promise it'll be okay.
Alright. I'll start walking, I suppose. Just like kind of like keeping an eye out. Just extremely confused. This is like dream logic, sure. Alright.
Yeah.
Do the thing.
One of those like, it's going to be one of those days. All right.
Yeah.
So you begin walking, and you find yourself walking for hours, even by your own hard approximation of trying to tell time in this timeless space. You are definitely walking for hours and hours. Until finally you walk so far that you realize that you're not actually walking on the tiles anymore. You got kind of into a rhythm of just like, they're just going to be there, whatever. And you realize that you're just walking on air, or on what would be air if this was a plane full of air. And before you can freak out about that, you realize that, it's like a black fabric you're walking on now. You've like kind of comfortably transitioned. And then you look around some more and you realize that in front of you, the stars seem closer, and brighter, but more organic, more moving, so to speak. At which point you look up and you realize that you're standing on the back of an endlessly long black cape dotted with stars. You're walking at the very least on the tails of Celestian. You don't know if he has noticed you yet.
What the hell? I swear to God, if Aramil slipped me some of the dream weed, I'm gonna kill him.
I can promise you, dear Phaedra, that he did not this time. The voice comes from around you, but in front of you. It's everywhere, but nowhere.
Okay. Lord Celestian?
My lost lamb.
Like, she's just like, okay, this, alright, yeah,
It's a, I didn't expect to see you again so soon, but it felt we needed to have more of a talk.
About what?
There is a gesture up and to the left, but it's so vast that it's actually hard to catch the movement before a response from that same presenceless voice. Oh, everything, perhaps, or perhaps nothing.
Real specific. Okay. Yep.
We search for nothing. That's why we wander, to find what we're not looking for. And it seems, my lamb, that you have lost that even more. You have lost what you cannot find. And I ask, what has changed?
I don't know. I've always I was saved by one who followed your teachings, and I thought that was the natural progression because I thought I had lost everything. And turns out that's not entirely true, apparently. But I don't know if he can be saved. I wish he could be. And I don't honestly know if that will happen. And I already mourned him once, and I would rather not do it again, but the group I travel with now is my new family, and I don't want to lose them either. So
you have found what you have lost, yet you have not yet lost what cannot be found. How curious.
What is it that you want from me?
Want is not something that comes easily to a wanderer. Rarely do you want much of anything besides what comes next. For you, my lost lamb, I think the only thing I want is for you to want.
What I want can't happen. I lose one thing in the process regardless.
Oh? And what is so hard about loss? Because truly in loss, you find anew. You have to lose to find. If you had not lost previously, you would not have found where you are.
That's true, but I feel responsible for him.
There is no path, my lamb, besides forward, besides what comes next. And the more you focus on what you've already lost, the more risk you have to never find. Want something, my lamb. Don't be afraid to want. Because once you want what's next, the easier it is to lose and to find. Now, I hope that where I go next will bring us back into contact. But for now, I leave you with this. The more you find, the more you lose, the more you lose, the more you find. It all sounds very nice. But the true answer is just to wander. After all, what is wandering but hoping and wanting for something new? We'll speak again, my lost lamb. Enjoy your fall. At which point you realize that the cloth beneath you is not cloth.
Oh no.
And you fall.
Oh. Oh no.
What a dick.
Oh.
Got him.
There it is.
Before you take
There it is.
before you take a very sudden and find yourself laying on the hard stone of the house you guys had commandeered the night before. The sun is bright in the sky. It is warmer than it should be. You realize that a lot of the temperature here had been kind of negated by the dome kind of filtering the light through it. So while it is still winter down here at the bottom of the continent, it is generally warmer. Plus the city is, kind of heated underground by underground vents. So everything is kind of warm and pleasant anyway. You take a moment.
Boy, okay.
No one's here. Everyone's gone.
I said we'd bring her body.
Oh, are you?
Wait, where am I?
I missed that. I didn't realize you guys were weekends at Burnery.
Oh, I thought we left.
I don't think we would have just left her there.
Well, it depends on how long.
Well, yes.
it took.
So you guys have not left the village yet.
Oh,
You're still collecting stuff. It's only been about an hour.
To start.
No. It's only been about an hour or two since you guys yourself woke up. You're still prepping things.
Okay.
But no one's here in the room with you. You're on your own.
Okay, well, it wasn't really helpful.
Talking with gods rarely is.
Oh, hi, Trev.
Take it from me. It's not easy.
This Marleman also sticks his head through the window as they're walking past with what is just this enormous wooden board that you have no idea where they came up with it.
Check out our sweet board.
I'm gonna go find Trev.
Okay. He's easy to identify.
Hanging out with his big sweet board.
He's like standing kind of staring nicely at this like really big piece of wood with his hands on his hips. Nearby as well as the body of the sage. Trev, I'm not to make a character decision for you, but I assume until you have figured out what to do with it, you're keeping it relatively close by to you.
Probably.
Yeah.
Morning.
Hey, how's it going? Like my sweet board? I'm thinking, here's what I'm thinking. Like, if Marleman is able to make this into a teleportation circle that we could use as an exit, I want to, put it, tipped over a thing, and then teleport people out of it. It's going to be cool.
All
Not
right.
right now. Later. I got plans.
Okay. Is anyone else here besides
Christ.
Trev?
A few folks are around. Yeah.
Okay.
I feel like I'd probably be hanging out there, I'd be up for
Okay.
the board spectacle.
Okay. Sure.
The board game plan.
We'll
Hey,
make an experiment of the board.
Are you all right? It seems like you were.
I had to talk to my god. It was
Oh,
weird.
great! Love it when that happens.
Yeah. Can I talk
That's
to
never
you
fun.
for a sec?
Sure, of course. Hey, Aramel, can you watch the board?
Of course, bro.
All right.
Watch my board for me, bro.
Yeah.
I'll wax it up too.
I
Hell
was
yeah.
literally just gonna say there's wax over here. Bro, this board's gonna be rad.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Okay.
The raddest board in history.
With a teleportation circle on the deck. That's sick as hell. No, but yeah. But yeah, we can go I'll lead the way. We can go someplace if you need to.
Okay. I'll just go back to where we were before the room, just because no one
Yeah,
else was
word.
there when I woke up. So.
Mm-hmm.
So I sort of talked with my god. It was kind of not super helpful, but I mean,
What they have to.
There
what-
it is.
Yeah, talking to gods and stuff. They're living on a different whole thing than any of us. So it's I can't imagine understanding exactly what they're trying to say all the time.
yeah, and I'll give him a quick rundown of what was said, so that way I don't have to repeat. Actually, have to repeat what was said.
D&D sense, I do that.
Yeah. So that was cryptic.
I can't tell what that means, but it feels
I
like it was
know.
probably wise.
Yeah, sure. Listen,
And do you
I
you know more than anything what you're thinking and feeling and going through? What do you think he's getting at?
I think he's talking about my brother. And
Yeah.
I have been struggling to, well, first accept that it was really him, and then seeing him again. And I tried to talk to him to try to like get through to him. And I don't think I as much as I want to save him and as much as I want him to be my brother again, I don't know if that's possible. But I know he's done terrible things, but I saw him die. I didn't. I was a kid at the time, so I didn't think he could come back. And we went back to the village after a couple of days to see if anyone was there, and no one was there. So I mean, obviously I know now you can be resurrected, obviously, but at the time I didn't, and I just feel responsible for everything he's done since then. And I want to try to save him, and I don't know. I mean, your circumstances were a little different, but.
And how old were you when all this happened?
Like 8.
What could you have done?
Looked for him more.
If
like,
somebody
tried-
found him, if these people found him, it would have just been you as well. Don't think that you could have done, like, there's nothing that you could have done to change the course of this. There's, like, trust me, they take what they want. And if not to put too fine a point on it, but up until probably me, I don't think that there's basically been anybody who has gone against them. Like, it's not likely. And honestly, I'm probably not the right person to talk to about trying to do right by him, because if I'm being honest, no matter what, if I'm given another opportunity, I will be trying to kill him, because that's my life's work, and I need to rid the world of all of these people, and he is one of them. If there's something you can do, I'm not going to stop you, but like, be careful getting too caught up in something like that, because her influence is pretty powerful, and if you open yourself up too much, who knows what can happen. But don't blame yourself for what happened to him. There's nothing you could have done.
If the opportunity comes, assuming we have a choice in the matter, let me be the one to do it.
All right, just be careful.
This is the best I can do for him. I really don't want to have to mourn him again, but
he's not the same person he was.
He's not. And I'll briefly tell him what I saw when I tried to communicate.
Okay.
With my brother.
I already forgot that part.
That was a minute ago.
That was a while ago. That was a little while
ago.
That was a while ago. I'll need to look up it specifically, but that vision basically was the conversation between the Queen of Air and Darkness and your brother, where they knew you were watching, and therefore were talking openly about how close they are to completing their overall goal. They were speaking about how the setbacks that they have fallen so far will not change, and that they will inevitably, according to them, of course, bring Trev back into the fold.
Yeah, well, I've heard that before.
Hmm.
I will say, please be careful with scrying or anything like that on those people, because those doors are not one way, and they're better at using them than any of us.
Yeah,
Please be careful.
I'm not gonna do that again. Once was enough. Thanks. I'm just gonna real quick. Is there anything I could use to help? I think so. I wanted to try to find something to keep you safe.
I've got everything I need.
Not
And
physically.
My time is limited anyway, brother. You don't need to worry about me. I mean,
Yeah, well,
if ever
I quite like you and Nathan, and I would like you guys to be able to live together. So
yeah, well, that would be great. I kind of hope that can happen. But honestly, if what you're worried about is, well, like, if what happened with your brother is killing you this much, if you ever see me go down in a fight, I would recommend you torch that body immediately. Just unless you want to deal with all this stuff all over again.
Question. This is weird, but I was researching spells for resurrection, and I'm aware that there are spells that can somewhat reincarnate. If that were to ever happen, if I could ever do that, would you want that?
I don't think that's a very good idea. I think that as soon as if I am not fighting against this actively, then she wins immediately. So I think anything will probably be too late.
Oh, we're just gonna have to keep your ass alive then.
Yeah, that's my best. Anyway.
Alright.
Yeah, we'll figure all this out.
I'm sorry for not telling you.
Look, just be careful. Like, this is big stuff at this point.
Yeah, we got a laundry list of saving the world. That's great.
Everything we do kind of matters at this point to people more than just us.
Yeah.
All right. You guys wrap up that conversation. You head back to the big board. You gather up the big board. At this point, oh, sorry, Ren.
Oh no, don't apologize.
You guys gather up the town, make your way out. It's relatively easy to get across the farmland. It's probably about 4 or 5 in the afternoon at this point, but are able to make your way across. The sun is starting to set. You find a tree that will work. It takes a little bit of doing. I'm not going to make you guys fight this out, but there is at least one corpse flower in the area that needs to be dealt with, which at this point you guys can do relatively handily. And are able to find a tree that will work. You set up the... Marlon, you draw a teleportation circle on this big board.
Fuck you, that's a good idea.
Who is going through?
Aramil and Sai.
Yes.
Yeah.
I just draw it, man. I don't want to go anywhere near that fucking thing.
Aww.
I'll go through it if it's a thing that we have to do.
No, you should stay here in case we need to bamp anybody else back.
Sounds good.
It'll take more than one day to get everybody through, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, we can get them all through in one day.
That's my understanding.
You have about 400 people or so. Getting them all through a tree stride in a minute, not the easiest thing in the world.
That doesn't sound easy.
You guys are gonna be there.
Between the teleport and the tree stride, it will probably take us a couple of days.
Probably only 2, though, thankfully.
If we can, well, because he can only do the tree stride once, but we can do the teleport twice.
Or 4 times.
Or more.
Or more? Oh, okay.
You guys could probably be left with about 100 people through the course of all of this.
Does Trev want to come to break as well? Because Trev is like heads with Sai, right?
Yeah, I mean, Sai is like just as like I'm open to it. I just figured Sai is like super influential and people listen to him.
I mean, I'm good with either way, but I think I'd have you more comfortable with you like not only flying the ship back, but protecting the people here. Yeah,
I like that.
Okay. So Marlon, you drop the teleportation circle. You get the 25 or so that are going through with Armil and Sai onto the center of it. You cast the spell. They vanish. We'll pick up what you guys do on the other side in a second. The board bursts into flames.
No!
I douse it. I douse it. I douse it. I douse it.
You douse it, like you protect it as best you can, but the circle itself is just like charred into the wood now with like weird gradients to the runes on it itself. It's probably not usable a second time.
No.
And even if it is, I'm
just
not
get
about
another
to
board.
Try it again with that.
I'm bored.
We'll get you a magical board that can, actually sustain some of the energy. I suppose.
Somebody put a lot of lacquer on that one.
Yeah.
Portable hole through this
Resin
board.
the
Maybe we
shit
waxed
out of
it too much, huh?
It luckily was not a treated wood. It was just kind of raw plywood, so there's no weird scent burning smell coming off it. It's just kind of like regular wood.
Yeah, they all went through the portal, and then I'm left there passed out on the side because of fumes.
Yep.
Pick up
Just a normal
Marleman.
day for Marleman.
Yeah.
Trying to not start a swamp forest fire.
Yeah.
Well, if there's any
Wasn't
one
proper
location
tree
you
of
probably
anthrax.
can't set on fire, it would be the swamp.
Meanwhile, the rest of you, once you've doused the board of fire, you get everyone lined up at the base of this tree, and kind of. You're not sure how many you're going to be able to get through in this 60-second period, so you leave some breaks, every 25 people or so. You're like, all right, let's give a gap here to make sure it doesn't close, so no one gets through but not their foot.
Yeah, we do not want to splinch anyone. No.
For what it's worth, we probably took the most wounded or less
Yes,
ambulatory of the group.
Yeah.
The ones who can't move, yeah.
Yeah.
On the other side, you guys pop up in the same storage basement you had previously. At this point, the room itself has been very well cleaned out. The boxes and the disuse has been kind of cleaned away because there's been a lot of activity in this teleportation circle recently.
I would have given them a heads up that people were coming.
Okay. You're greeted with a sight you expected but didn't expect, which is actual medical care ready to go. By the time you walk out of this teleportation circle, there are clerics and medics there that are able to kind of get the ambulatory people together. Even one good days of rest have definitely helped the mages and clerics that you've already sent through. Those of them that were relatively recent arrivals or better treated or what have you. Many of them are still not graded out. More importantly, these are ones who have also already gone through a regeneration, so they have had their tongues returned. Many of them don't have that luxury quite yet.
Jesus.
You get these folks upstairs. You let everybody know on the council that there's going to be even more action in the town square. So please leave that aside. Aramil, you stick your staff in the ground and turn it into a tree. The assembled crowd around you, there's some nice trees, snow. It's also lightly snowing, it's not bad, but it's kind of cool. Before casting the tree stride spell, there is a large gaping doorway that opens on the tree, opens in the center of your tree, that then opens on the other side as well. And those of you drill marshalling, make or whoever would like to, whoever is leading the shout here, make a performance check.
I'm gonna be at the end in case anyone loses a limb or anything to make sure that I can
It's gonna be hard to tell where
stabilize.
the end is, but okay.
Yeah.
Who's mushing these people through?
Well,
Probably Kev.
Marleman,
Yeah.
I'm going to need your help here, probably.
Marleman will know when the spell is ending, right?
No.
Oh no,
It's-
sorry. Aramil would because it's tree strike. Never mind.
Right, but he's not there.
Right.
Yeah.
But you can count to a minute.
Yeah, you got to count like 60 seconds or so, but it's also an easy thing to lose when there are hundreds of people stampeding next to you.
That's right.
You're
All right,
charismatic, right, Marleman? I think you
Oh,
are.
I'm the most charismatic. Have you met me?
Yeah, so you can direct some traffic here.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely. I will become the flagman.
All right, roll a performance check.
Oh, God. Okay, I feel good about that. That's an 18 plus 5.
18 plus 5. Okay. Through your barking of commands while also strumming on a lute, which is a very interesting picture.
Like this Pied Piper thing.
Yeah,
Go
just
through
like
the tree, go
I'm
through
just
the
imagining
tree, go
it.
through
Sounds
the
like
tree, go through
whispering
the
it
tree.
and Marleman shouting it or singing it.
Yeah.
All them
It's all a very interesting sort of situation. You get through 150 people
Hooray!
with no immediate splinching.
Hooray.
Bwah, 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 bwah.
Good job.
On the other side, you guys
I
just
don't
see
have that hooked
suddenly
up right
this
now.
fucking cascade of people come sprinting out of this tree.
Moving them along.
Okay. And are able to direct traffic on the other side as well, so there's no big kind of collapse. So good job, guys. You've gotten 175 people through on your first attempt. Nice job.
Yay.
Woohoo!
Between the
We're
20
awesome.
between the 25 teleported and then the 150 or so that were able to get through the tree. You guys then settle in. Do you want to cast teleportation circle again, Marleman? It's up to you.
Sure.
You find a stable piece of land. You get everyone out of the swamp. Find a stable piece of land. Draw the circle in the ground. Send people through. How many times do you want to do that?
That would be the second time of my 2 normal spell slots.
Okay.
I can burn sorcery points to get another one if we feel we want to do another one this way.
I mean, I would say yes, just because I'm nervous about the splinching, but no.
No, that's cool. That's cool with me.
Word. Fair enough.
Give me 1 second. Magic. I just had to look real quick to see what the cost is.
Yeah. Do your thing.
Yeah.
My cat is purring so loud.
It is a
Aw.
oh boy,
She's
5th
so
level
loud.
spell.
She's so good. Can you hear
Means
that?
it cost me 7
No.
sorcery points,
I don't think so.
so I can only do this one more time.
Okay.
So we're gonna bring that down to
Yeah,
Okay.
5. Oh, sorry everyone.
Wild magic.
I clicked that button. I clicked that button to load that thing and forgot that I was using my numpad for numbers. So I bet I'll cast it. So we did it one more time.
Shit, he only
My
has
regular spell.
Okay.
sorcerer points left.
Okay. So you do it one more time. You get another 30 people through. So that's 205 of the 464.
Yep. And then I created one more spell slot.
Yep.
And did it again.
Okay.
Oh,
So
God.
235.
Okay.
So you have about 200 people left to take care of. Either the next day, flying on the Tony Hawk, through the tree again, up to you.
Okay.
You all then.
Get ready.
Unintentional. I swear to God.
No, that's why.
Yeah, sure.
You all then settle in for a night's rest. Trev, I'm gonna.
Okay, that one I did on purpose.
I'm gonna say at this point, just so time lines up, you fly the Tony Hawk closer to Nahit itself,
Seems reasonable.
just to have it ready to go for any stragglers. You all wake up the next day. You let Aramil know through a sending spell. We're gonna pick up on what Cy and Aramil are doing in a second. I'm just gonna focus on this part right now. I'm just gonna forge
Alright, I
ahead.
gotta turn this off. I gotta
Actually,
turn this
no.
off.
Actually, no. Fuck you. After the third teleportation circle, wild magic surge, motherfucker. That's what you. That's what you deserve.
Oh, damn it! And I just turned the soundboard off.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah! Stick it up, yo!
Yeah.
Nice.
Oh, I'm dying.
Stick it up, yo!
I gotta find.
Oh,
my,
no.
Careful. Careful, BB.
Aw.
I gotta find my thing. There it is.
Okay.
Excuse me and your little butt head because she wanted to attack my microphone.
Give me the numbers.
9. Sorry. Oh, God.
Nice.
3.
All right.
8.
Okay.
8. 0.
Okay. Nothing happens at the moment.
Wonderful.
But the next
Or-
day, after the
Confirm again, that's 3880, right?
yes 3880.
3880.
As you roll a performance check for the next tree stride.
Uh-oh, where'd my d20 go?
We're gonna say the Phaedra. You alerted RML as to what the time is, so you guys can sync that up.
Mm-hmm.
That's not good. I don't know where my d20 went.
To jail.
We'll go with a different one.
Yep, goes into jail.
Goes into jail now when I find it. 7.
Okay.
Plus, hold on. 7 plus 5.
So 12. Much worse this time. But the people are more used to it. So it's a nice balance. You are only able to get through about 120. But you are able to get through 120, leaving you with about 100 or so left. Between flying some on the Tony Hawk and 2 teleportation circles, you are able to clear that out. However, when Marleman first casts the first teleportation circle, you guys get 30 people or so lined up on there, ready to go. Everyone's excited. Everyone kind of knows the process by now. He casts the spell, they vanish, and Marleman also vanishes.
Woo!
You can hear
Probably
him.
not good.
Oh, wait, what?
You can hear him stand up and say, "All right, let's get the next group of people going."
ready.
But there is no one there.
Marleman?
Oof.
Hello?
Marleman?
Hey.
Yeah.
Look, can you see yourself?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, we can't see you. You're invisible.
Yeah.
Cena mode activated.
Yep.
That's real weird. I don't know how to fix that.
I mean, I can cast Greater Restoration on you. I've got it prepped.
You cast Greater Restoration, nothing happens.
What?
Yeah, I
You
don't think
also-
that's gonna do it.
Also, cross that diamond off.
I thought I've used Greater Restoration on his wild magic stuff before, and it's worked.
Correct. This is
Yeah.
not what. This is not
This
a
is
curse or
Not a
anything
curse.
like that.
This is.
Okay.
Can you
On.
you have a choice?
Um,
Can you like be like, oh,
Okay.
I would
Think-
love to
yeah.
find out what would happen if I. Hold on. I would love to find out what would
visible
happen
for a second.
yeah.
if I cast invisible or invisibility.
Oh boy.
Okay, you're now invisible to everything instead of just your friends.
Cool.
Well, now I can
Awesome.
uninvisible.
Oh,
Okay,
so
you uninvisible. Marleman reappears to the crowd of people, but not to you guys.
Son of a bitch.
Only
All right, well-
Fun.
on the bright side, Charm Person just became an extra invisibility spell. So there you go. Like if we're looking
So aligned.
That is so loud.
yeah, that's extremely loud.
Okay.
But you know, if we're looking for silver linings,
Okay.
Better. What's even
well,
funnier is that, again, we'll come back to what Cy and Armel have been doing over the past 24 hours. But to you guys, like this first group of people came through, like you got them out, you got them shuffled. You're just kind of standing there waiting for the next group, and nothing's happening.
weird.
I mean,
Technical difficulties.
Well,
yeah.
Come on, Marleman, get your shit together,
well,
right?
I
This guy.
mean, I
Come on,
cast
man.
one of my better spells to try to undo it, and I didn't do shit. So Okay.
Okay.
I tried remove curse. I assume same thing didn't happen.
Nope. Nothing on remove
Nope.
curse.
Fuck.
All right.
Honestly, I feel like Hicks at this point in the
Dispel
many years
magic?
of being friends
Dispel
with
magic.
I mean, I
Okay.
can try. Like, I'll try.
Yeah. Alright,
Dispel magic. Marleman slowly reappears,
Oh,
standing
for
in
the
the
love
dirt.
of God! Are you
Oh.
serious? Ooh, okay. Well, before we go wherever
Got
our
it
next...
in one.
Okay,
Man,
fine.
Restoring
Where-
people's easy.
Trap, you're fine.
Hey, Phaedra, do me a favor. Go back to the chill out tent and get high again, okay?
I didn't...
What's even better is that because of the last wild magic surge that caused Marleman to never be able to learn the spell Dispel Magic, he couldn't fix this for himself.
I can't fix
ever.
this. I can't fix this
Oh.
ever. I can't fix any of this ever.
Okay.
Well, wait a minute. Yeah, no, I was gonna say, would Dispel Magic on me dispel the magic about me not knowing
No.
Dispel Magic?
Whoa.
No, that's just
Alright,
That's-
well...
it's more of your,
Layers,
it's more of
man.
your,
Okay,
your
well...
brain has been forever
bars.
changed.
Just remind me before we go anywhere. I gotta get more diamonds. I only have one left.
You gotta flinging those things around like they're going out of style. You gotta
Well,
be
we
careful.
kind of need to see Marleman. It's sort of important.
Do we? I mean, he's not that much to look at.
Oh my
Whoa.
goodness. Nothing but
Love you, buddy.
Oh,
Can we finish the yacht, please?
I mean, yeah.
All right.
I mean, yeah.
Like,
If I have to.
at this
I
point,
mean, I'm not
we're
involved.
friends
I'm not
with
doing
Marlon.
anything
It's
useful.
Like, all right, like, so he's invisible. I'm gonna continue on with my day. Like,
Yeah, you're.
not the
We're
weirdest
quite
thing
well
in stone.
adjusted to the wild magic at this point. It's like, oh, all right, this is what's going on. That's fine.
All right. You guys cast the
Not
second.
dying, it's fine.
You guys cast the second teleportation circle. You get the next 30 people through, and then load up the rest because I don't want to do the math. I'm just going to pretend that it's the correct amount of people. You load them up onto the Tony Hawk and begin flying.
Cool.
There you go.
Yeah.
The Marleman check. Does he seem to be in physical pain? If not, we can address this later.
No.
Yep, it's not pressing. We continue.
Cool.
So you guys start flying. Meanwhile, the day previous, Armel and Nix, Armel and Sai. Nix, you got a front row seat to the invisibility mess. You guys get the first batch of tree folk through. You get them settled and kind of into the right hands. Many of them are just kind of. They originally go to disperse to return to the homes that they may not have been in for some time to see what the state of those have been left in. But then they see their commanding officers perhaps around and are like, maybe we should military debrief first. We'll see. But you leave those folks in capable hands. What does greet you though, once you get all of that handled, is a familiar bald cleric standing kind of off to the side in gray robes, much cleaner and finer than the robes you had previously seen him in, kind of gesturing at you both to walk over when you can.
All right. Let's go on over.
Yeah,
You
just
walk
follows
over.
Kyle's lead pretty much, I think.
Okay, you walk over. Carl signals hello to you both.
Wait, did I threaten this guy?
No, this is not Krem. This is not
Okay.
Krem. This is Carl. This is the priest of Cord that you
Just wanted
met.
to make sure I
uh,
shouldn't threaten him now.
No, this is the deaf one.
Don't do that.
Oh,
You
okay.
shouldn't have threatened him in the.
Be
other
nice
one
to
in the
Carl.
first
Be nice to
place.
Carl.
Carl and Krem are both nice people. Don't be an asshole.
Yeah.
The other
Um,
guy is like the minister of crops or something, and
And you keep
Oh,
trying
that's
to
someone totally different.
That's
throw
someone
snow-
different.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
that's
the guy you
someone
kept
else.
trying. Yeah, you kept trying to
Okay.
throw snowballs at that guy.
Yeah, you kept trying to throw.
snowballs with this guy.
No, not this guy.
No.
Oh,
The other
You tried
guy.
to throw snowballs at Krem. You straight up threatened the dude on the council.
Yes,
Yeah, that I did.
he is not here.
Okay, sorry.
But Carl signals a hello to you both and a thank you as well for getting these people through. Which one of you has higher intelligence?
Oh,
Oh.
I have high wisdom, but I don't think intelligence.
Straight 10, so.
Let's see. His intelligence is +3.
Oh,
All
so
right.
definitely
Nice.
is.
So it is Armel. Armel, roll a straight in check for me.
Okay.
I do that shit all the time. Straight in.
Run it
Straight down
man.
mid. Run it in, run it in, run it in.
16.
Okay. You and Carl can communicate pretty well. Not a lot gets lost in translation between hand gestures and things like that because he does not have a piece of paper on him right now to just write out sentences. But he fills you in as best he can about what transpired after you had teleported the mages and the clerics back to town. They had got no one exploded, which you did pick up on the fact that the teleportation circle was still there. The Jarl has been moved to the Longhouse, and the council have been awaiting your return as you know, whatnot. And they desperately need to discuss something. So he fills you in that perhaps going and speaking with them would be for the best.
All right. Let's go do that.
Yeah.
Okay. You both head up the hill to the Longhouse. The doors are opened for you, and you walk in to find that it is a frantic mess inside. You see various members of the council barking commands to guards to kind of settle things. You see messengers running back and forth, kind of in and out of the Longhouse. The arrival of both the mages and the clerics, and now with more just people in general, have kind of tossed things into a topsy-turvy. When Ducky spots you both, you also, at this point, realize that there are more people in general here than had been previously. Your militia has arrived.
Yeah.
That was good.
They've made it back to the city safely. And he kind of rushes over to you both and kind of says, thank goodness. We've been waiting. How are things with you guys? Things are, oh boy, wild here.
Yep.
Great.
Oh
wait,
no! Why
hang on.
did we so terrible to talk to him?
No, we secured the town. The threat that was there has been eliminated. I tell them the figures of the civilians and soldiers that we should expect a party of like 15 dudes coming back, who are all that was left from before. And to expect more refugees.
Wonderful. It seems like that is just sort of the way of things right now. Great. We'll handle that soon. There's a situation that we're not capable of figuring out, and we could use some help. Yes. Come with me. He kind of leads you both down the Longhouse. You pass Rivers, who is like kind of doing some work as well about like rations and things as he sees RML coming. He just sort of like looks terrified and then goes back to what he was doing. He is just like strategically not making eye contact with you in any sort of way. You're both gestured upstairs. RML, this is your first time going upstairs into the Longhouse. Congratulations. Not sure. You guys used it to get downstairs, so not true.
Can I say something really quick before we leave break? Because I don't know if this is going to happen fast, or maybe if we can find a little bit of extra time. I want to teach that guy how to grow things in the ground here.
We'll come back. We'll come back to that later.
He's just his best friend.
Lord. And you guys are brought into a chamber that had previously been a room where you got into a fight, but is now covered with vines, with very thick, magical, green, glowing vines emanating from the prone body laying in the large four-poster bed at the other end of the room. Ducky kind of gestures and goes, "We don't know how to stop this problem."
Oh no.
Where's the guy I sent through with them?
He is currently in jail.
Okay.
and awaiting for your arrival.
Bring him here. Have him brought here immediately. Make sure he's treated okay.
Okay. The messenger kind of shuffles away, and that scientist is brought to you. Halfling stands out like a sore thumb here in a city full of humans.
Does he look like they kind of roughed him up because they're kind of racist douchebags?
Looks more like he's just been in jail for a day. Not particularly different from how you previously left him.
Okay.
Whoa.
Pearly.
Yeah. All right. So I forget his name.
You didn't ask.
Yeah.
Oh, we got his name before.
Nope.
Oh,
I sure didn't. I didn't ask any questions.
Oh,
We just threatened him.
I'll tell him. All right. Well,
Yeah, sure.
Who else is in the room with us besides us, Arnold, Ducky?
Ducky and the scientist, and that's it.
Okay.
Let's put it this way: it
My
seems like
favorite
there's
math
been
rock band.
yeah. It looks like the people have been strategically steering clear of this room.
Fair enough. I'll ask the scientist to introduce himself.
You can call me Tobias.
And what is your real name?
Tobias.
Is he lying?
Had to check.
Yeah.
I'm
very curious
check.
if he's trying to hold something back from us.
Make an insight check.
He's actually a war criminal.
His name is like his
that
parents.
anyway.
Yeah, that's
Yes.
just true. His parents actually just named him Toby, but like not short for anything, and he hates it.
17.
You know that he is lying. A.
Of course it is.
Not a good liar.
Of course it's not.
Yeah, he is lying. That's what you get there.
Okay. All right. I'll just be like, all right, we'll address that later. But
Amazing.
now you said that you could help us with this.
I am familiar.
Okay. So we discussed this before. You know what we want you to do. We want you to
I'm
help
aware,
siphon
yes.
the power out.
Yep.
What is it you'll need to get that done safely?
We haven't figured that part out yet.
Okay.
Sir, you will need to remember that our ultimate goal wasn't to siphon this power off safely.
Oh, I understand that.
Therefore, I don't know.
Okay. Best estimate right now, what would be the blast radius if he were to go?
He kind of looks at the vines surrounding the room. He kind of looks at the body itself, and he goes, well, the longhouse certainly wouldn't be here anymore. The shockwave would probably knock down a couple of buildings, but, the crater wouldn't be very deep.
Can he be safely transferred from here?
I mean, much the same way as we did previously, we can remove him from these current vines and move him somewhere else, certainly, as carefully as possible, but that always comes with the added bonus of if we cut it wrong or if we do something crazy, it's gonna go with him.
Okay. So we'll have to plan for that. All right. Ducky, how many people are in the longhouse currently?
Probably about 25 or 30.
Okay. Is there another larger location, like a town meeting house, besides this place?
I mean, sure, we can commandeer one of the churches. We can. They're. I assume you're asking us to move all official business out of here because
yes,
this is happening.
Clear the longhouse and let's say like a block or two blocks in any given direction from there.
What would you like me to tell everyone as to why we're doing this?
Yes.
Yeah.
Kind of looks at you weirdly, Aramil.
What I want you to tell everybody is that we have there's sensitive matters engaged in the longhouse, and we need for in order to figure this out. If we need to figure this out, we need privacy, and we need everybody to stay away, and we'll post guards.
Given me.
Very well. I'll get right on it. And Ducky kind of runs downstairs, and you hear him starting to just kind of generally call over the other council members to then kind of disseminate that knowledge.
Yeah. All right.
Now it's just the three of you.
Okay. So Tobias, all right. What I'm thinking, obviously, we need to talk to everybody else. We need to move him to a location that if he does go off, he's not going to take any collateral damage with him, or at least minimize that.
Okay. My recommendation is underground, which is why we put him underground.
Oh, is there a way to get him underground from the longhouse? Isn't the
crypt,
the crypt or whatever that we were in, right?
That's a bit on the nose, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's there. I mean, it's very far underground.
True. It would still take the longhouse, but at least nothing else would really go with it.
Hard
Hopefully
to
not.
tell that one. It's under there.
It's all right.
We'd have to get him out again, and then we'd have to transport him again.
Yeah, but I mean, it's either that or take the risk of more damage to the city.
They really don't need any more damage right now.
Yeah, and yeah. So unfortunately, unless we get rid of some of the energy, if he does go up in any sort of capacity, we're gonna just play into what they wanted.
Yeah.
So, all right.
Judging by the growth, certainly the plan that we had come up with previously to put him in that cart and kind of collapse everything in and make sure he didn't work, certainly worked. Because it has certainly siphoned a large amount of magical energy from that teleportation circle that we came through. Just judging by how quickly this room has become completely overgrown. My guess is and this is a big if, if we cut him off now and bring him to wherever you want to bring him, that room would, just estimating by the size of this room, a room this size, you'd probably take him another day or two to fully cover it. Bigger than that, you might have a little bit more time. The problem is that this is expansion. This is definitely more growth than we have seen in a very small amount of time. And I'm wondering now if it's... He just sort of babbles off into his own kind of researchy mind.
I'll do the snapping fingers like, stay with us, Tobias. Stay with us.
Apologies.
Practical matters.
Right. I know how to safely remove him from these vines to move him.
Okay.
But as I told you previously, these vines don't just then disseminate their own energy. The energy will remain in these. So we'll also need a very careful collection crew to make sure that all of this can be removed without also setting this off.
Right.
Granted, this separate from him, probably just take out the house itself, but...
So, the growth, is that new energy coming about kind of as an accretion, or is it siphoning off of him to make the growths?
Nailed it in one. The growth is the kind of fallback, so to speak. It is when the form, has too much power to be contained within the arcane vessel inside himself, the growth expands to make sure that there is more room for it to go. That's why we sent him. That's why we sent along a lot of the vine from below Nahit with us, is so that way it could siphon in even more and have more places to go. You should have seen that wheelbarrow when we came through. By the way, it was not rolling anymore.
Is it safely disposed of?
I don't know. I didn't ask that part. I was put in jail.
That's fair.
You'll have to ask them. I do know. Oh, there it is. And he kind of points at a corner, and actually there is the vine cover
Son of a bitch.
wheelbarrow.
Okay.
It's just, you didn't notice it at first because it is literally just a green blob of glowing tentacles.
This poor wheelbarrow.
Yeah, it's been through a lot.
Yeah.
We can use that again, man. Huh?
So, my understanding is that if we continue to clear and remove the vines, that we can then let it continue to grow out. That'll siphon off more from him until he has become stable. At which point, there are other ways to siphon out energy more safely. Is that?
That's, I assume, the ultimate hope. You know, we were more focused on creating as much growth as possible and feeding as much energy into him as possible to create more growth. To therefore, when we finally lit that thing up like a Christmas tree, there was as much energy expended as possible.
Well, try not to sound so happy about that.
I can only give my professional opinion, sir.
Okay. So if we were to have the same sort of growth output, but no more energy input.
Sure, certainly. He will continue to output until he dies.
Is there a way to... All right, so what we have to figure out is how to get him to a point where he is stable and able to live and then not lose any more energy.
I suppose we could. Well, you see, the reason we needed to keep him kind of fed and whatnot is that due to the divine nature of his body, we were hoping to kind of put in as much as possible, so that way, once it went, that level of divine energy would kind of break a door. I hope I'm not using too many technical terms for you.
Continue.
What we learned, though, was that the body can only take so much, which was the point of the growth itself, was to kind of build up as much as possible before he went actual pup. What we also learned along with that is that the body, soul energy and arcane energy is one thing or another, but a person does hit their limit at a certain point. And as we started to lose the patient, we realized is we also needed to be pumping more into him. That's what I mean by he will die. If he does not get input as well, he will run his own natural reserves to the point that he will just kind of dust.
So I guess what I'm hearing is that it's not only drawing, it's not like it's layered. It's not like there's the excess energy and then his life energy is below that. It'll draw both at the same time.
No, it will. Once the excess energy is down, it will just pull straight from his life energy.
Okay. Once the excess energy is gone, how much time does it have before his life energy is gone?
That's a great question. We did a lot of work on his life energy, and I don't know how much it was actually like replenished by us putting stuff in. We had a good 2 or 3 months before we realized we needed to be putting more in. So it could be that much, could be a day. We got him pretty brittle.
Okay. Is there a way to reverse whatever effect initially caused this?
That's why I'm here.
Yes.
You asked me to come up with a way to remove the core from him and remove the siphon itself.
Well, we can't remove the siphon until we've siphoned out the excess, but we have to cut it fine enough that it won't take his life reserves.
Yes, and I need more time with the patient to figure out how to get it out. It's not much to say that we were never planning to. We were much more focused on putting it in.
Yes. Okay. So
that's what she said.
Yeah. Well, solvable is we need to put him in a safe enough area where we can siphon off energy, but also have a backup plan to pump energy into him in case we have not yet hit the point where we can remove it safely and it starts showing as life energy. But at least if we get it down to the point where it's just as life energy, it won't be a big boom. It'd be a small boom.
Certainly, it'd be a very small boom. You lose the patient, but you probably wouldn't even shake the foundation.
That's
we take the W.
That's the dice we're gonna roll. Yeah, that's. He's unconscious. I hope so. That's an
very unconscious.
At that point. that will be acceptable losses. Okay. Yeah. Then. Listen, we'll get you set up for whatever you need to figure this out. The deal still stands. If you're able to do this, then will commit a significant portion of your sentence, and yeah, you'll help save a lot of people.
That last part is not really that important to me, but fair enough.
I needed to know.
I need a concrete lab area. I need a slab. I need something that can input arcane energy to make sure that the patient does not become unstable quickly.
Okay. Did Ducky come back with him?
Ducky is still downstairs, like kind of.
Well, I feel like
people out of the building.
Tell Ducky this list and make Ducky do it.
Yeah.
I don't know if. Yeah. Okay.
And I can have the patient prepared to move in 15 to 20 minutes.
Okay. We're gonna need longer than that.
Very well.
We'll tell you when it's ready to actually go.
Very well. I will also need a notebook. I will need a pen. I will need at least some amount of food and drink provided to me, and I will need a bedroll.
Yes, you'll be given, like I said, everything you need to, including life essentials, and whatever academics or arcane masters we have available will also assist you. Yeah, so let's organize that. You do understand that we will have a guard posted to you at all times.
Most certainly. I would expect nothing less.
Okay. Right. Let's go see how the evacuation's going. Let's get you all that stuff.
Okay. You guys spend the rest of the day doing that. You set up Tobias in a lab area. Do you want to use the crypt? You can.
Arimal, do you have like message or sending or any way? Oh, we have beads. We can talk to each other, can't we?
Earpieces. Yeah.
Fucking hell. Okay. I just remembered that. Let's get on the radio with the guys. Let's see what's up.
Yeah.
You fill everyone in.
I'll tell everybody everything and say any suggestions to what I've already said.
I'd put him in the crypt. I would.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. That's a good general consensus.
Yeah.
Especially if that's code for killing him, because that's what I would do.
If we kill him, he blows up.
No,
Yeah,
I mean the scientist. He seems like he's not actually going to help us.
I just don't want us accidentally doing the work for them with all that energy going off, you know?
So, for one, if I remember correctly, we did insight check him before, and he did seem earnest about
He will
cutting everything off.
he will happily help you, because all he wants to do, this is your first like real neutral evil NPC you've come across. All he wants is his academic pursuits. He doesn't give two shits.
Okay.
Okay.
The thing we need to prevent more than anything else is that energy going off. That is 100%. Like if there was the situation where you said where his life force dies, but it isn't the big boom, that's unfortunate. But that's
acceptable.
But that is not the worst scenario. The worst scenario is all that energy going off.
Yeah. Yeah, 100%. Do any of you guys? Well, I guess I could ask him. But do any of you guys have any idea how to pump energy into somebody without, sacrifices?
Oh, wait, hang on. One thing.
Yep.
They were working under the assumption that this guy has arcane, divine blood, whatever.
Yep.
Should we inform him that is not the case?
I don't know if he needs that.
Well, because I don't know if that's going to affect how he goes about doing things. Because if he's working under certain assumptions.
Well, but he's been working under that assumption.
Right.
And
and he still is under that assumption. I just don't know if that's going to factor into how he's doing any of this stuff.
That's an excellent question.
I don't know if he needs that information.
Yeah. I'm okay with it.
If it were going to affect things in some way that matters, probably already would have.
Okay.
I hope that's right.
Just as a precaution.
Yeah. And, it's hard to know for certain, but if it's been like months of him handling this guy this way, then like it is what it is, and we're trying to undo it, not make it worse. So
right.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Any other suggestions?
No.
All right.
Right.
So you set up a lab area to Tobias's preferences, or as best as you can, in the crypt. You get 2 guards to carry the the conscious body of the Jarl down the stairs. It's a long
Jesus.
staircase.
It is,
Um,
It is made very clear that this is everybody's on a gag order.
Yes, the
Very
individuals who you select 2 people from the
militia.
militia to do this.
Yeah.
People who have your utmost
select,
trust.
I select 2 of the captains.
Okay.
I was going to say, make
And
these
I
the
have
right
them-
choices.
Yeah, I select 2 of the captains, and I have them pick maybe 2 or 3 men each to be like on guard rotation down here that they trust.
Okay.
Good call.
Yep, that goes without issue. And you certainly have people who are loyalists to you. Kind of do that. You're able to set that up. You rest for the evening. You get the rest of the people through. The Tony Hawk begins flying, and we're going to go into a 2-day kind of not much happens. Trev, I'm going to say kind of comfortably. The weather is nice, so the flight is relatively as smooth as possible. So doesn't go much without issue. There's not a lot of space on the Hawk right now, just kind of due to the nature of things. Armel and Sai, you guys do have 2 days in break to do as you wish. If there's anything specific you want to do while that is happening, please let me know.
I will. I will remember to be like, if there's any diamonds, please purchase them, and I will reimburse you.
I'm gonna think Break doesn't have a lot of diamonds right now.
Probably not, but it's a non-essential item, so maybe they haven't sold it.
Maybe they have a bunch because it's not essential.
Exactly.
I mean, yeah.
If you
I would think it maybe would have been sold off if it was not essential. But
Sai, roll an investigation check.
Thank you.
Investigation. It's not 14.
14.
If it's a lot of little ones that eventually go up into worth 100
Yeah.
gold, will that still work?
Yes, you find
Okay.
you're able to procure 300 gold worth of diamonds that can become the diamond dust needed for greater restoration.
Okay.
You don't find the whole diamonds needed for your resurrection spells. But the diamond dust for greater restoration, you find 3 casts worth.
Okay.
That's more of a Jerselheim purchase.
I will do that next time we're there.
But yeah.
Okay.
I will also say that yes, Aramil, I was about to say, this is also the period where you decide to sit down with Rivers and go over a couple of things.
Yes.
Oh boy, oh boy.
I just want to check
Farming
in.
Simulator!
I just want to check in about his strats and his routing for getting the most hay bales possible. For this contest.
You got to remind him that he has to ban the right track.
Yeah.
We set this up as a competition.
my no combine run.
You find where they have set up specifically the agricultural and goods and services part of the council. There are no the council, when the longhouse itself is evacuated, the decision is made that each kind of institution should probably go into its own little spot as opposed to just having one big office the way they do in the longhouse. So you find the building that's been commandeered for the agricultural services, let's say. They're also working in conjunction with Ducky and the representatives from Jerselheim. What are their names? Oh my lord. Jasket and Sylvia have returned to Jerselheim at this point in time. They are no longer here. But there are dwarven representatives here to help continue the flow of resources and to rebuild the trust and trade necessary.
Mm-hmm.
While this is also happening, Sai, you also receive word via messenger. Well, actually, Marleman would receive word via messenger that we'll get to in a second. We'll get there in a second. Okay. You find the building that is kind of being headed for that. Rivers is in there talking to a page when you walk in. As you walk through the door, he looks up at you and goes, "Oh God, not again! What?" What?
I said, okay. I come in peace.
Okay.
All right. I just want to check in with your plans for how you're going to plant around Break and how you're going to work with the land that is here.
The same way we've done for generations, sir. It's winter. Like, I promise you, we're gonna get back to the whole planting thing, but for fuck's sake, it's winter.
Okay. I'll just back out slowly then.
You back out slowly. As the door closes behind you, you just hear an exasperated scream at the ceiling.
That's actually one of your better interactions with him.
I keep forgetting that it's winter.
Okay.
On the second day of flying, or on the first day of flying, I should say, Marleman. So, like, you guys take off after setting up the last teleportation circle. There has been a night cycle, but you guys are still in the air. You receive word via a thing you have not looked at in some time. Your back pocket gets really warm. You worry for a second that something has gone wrong, and then realize what's back there.
I remember what's back there.
Yep. You pull out the black stone that is glowing a very nice orange before a very nice orange bear kind of appears floating over it. That says, as politely as possible for a very frustrated half-elf on a boat, "Hey, the dome's gone. Did you guys do that?"
Are we all in break at this point?
No, you're still flying there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Were you gonna let us know?
Probably shoulda. A lot
What
of
do
things
you-
happened. Listen,
What?
I was invisible for a minute.
We've got the pearl. What would you like us to do?
Well, that might have been useful if we'd remembered.
I consult the party.
We've already evacuated everyone at this point, right?
Yeah.
So
Oops.
just tell him we had a lot on our plate, and we forgot, and we're very sorry. And
We're going through a tunnel. I'm sorry. I'm losing you.
That's not how this works. That's not how this works. Which is very funny to see a bear saying that.
just tell him we're bringing the refugees back. The area isn't safe due to the monsters and shit, so don't go in that area if you don't have to for a while.
Monsters and shit. All right, God, you.
Oh, he
fucking
can hear me?
asshole. Yes, I can hear you.
Oh, okay, no,
It's a bear.
This was Heather not sure if it was through the stone or if it was.
It is through the stone. It's just
okay.
it's more of like a walkie-talkie than anything.
Oh, okay,
else.
okay. Sorry. If I'd known that, I would have just.
Yeah.
The dome stuff inside it started to like change. Like there were some elephants that turned like mean and like infernal.
Yeah.
We sent
Alright.
them to a different plane of existence. It's fine, but but like a lot of the like creatures in the area started to get like gross and weird and tried to attack us and stuff. Like even like some of the trees. So don't go to that area for like a while.
Great.
It's generally a bad place to be.
I'm gonna take the pearl
Yep.
back
Yep.
to Lathander.
Good. Yes.
Maybe
Send if you can, because there's a lot of refugees from that area going back to Break.
Okay.
Maybe tell them to assist Break with food or just like any sort of like supplies if they can, anything that like they're opening up the lines of communication. The Jarl's been rescued, so
When I get there,
Mhm.
I'm gonna put you on the phone with the old lady,
fair enough.
and you guys can figure that out.
Okay.
I'm gonna take these flags down that
Yep.
we've been running,
Mm-hmm.
and
That's probably a good idea.
I'll.
Sorry, we've been dealing with a lot.
You know, it's not that I'm upset.
I don't
that
know.
it
I'm
sounds-
sensing a little hostility.
It's that it sounds like I missed a good time.
No, not
Oh,
really.
let me tell you right now, friend, you did not miss a good time by any means at all.
Except for the crocodile, that was funny.
What? Oh, fuck it. I'll talk to you guys.
It was a big square.
The stone goes cold. So, you guys safely land back in Break the following day. You get these final refugees kind of settled, and we will pick up from there next time.
Okay.
With what?
Sounds good.
And I'm going to give you a very direct thing. The research into the Jarl is going to take some time, and it is not a pressing matter. So it is up to you guys to decide what you would like to do next. You have a couple of different things on your checklist. It's up to you to decide.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Does this include like a couple days of like, here, do your town stuff?
Yeah, if you got to do town stuff, like we'll do some town stuff. You know, if you want to. There's not a lot of shopping.
Hop on over to Jerselheim real quick to pick up some diamonds.
Didn't we have what was the name of the guy that like is a person and
Krem.
he's in the town?
Krem.
Is Krem. I feel like we should deal with that while we're here, maybe.
Oh yes.
And then we can move on to the next place. But I want to, now that this incredibly pressing matter has been tabled, we can more pressingly deal with that, and then we can decide where to go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good idea.
All right, so we'll do that. We'll do that, Toronto, and we'll be back at you next time.
Give me some breaking!